You can stuff a mushroom with just about any mixture and bake it off and have a really neat little canapé or an hors d'oeuvre to put out at a party. I'm going to start with some just button mushrooms, and as you can see, I'm just pulling the stems right out of them. You kind of have to wiggle them a little bit so that you don't break the mushroom itself, but if you wiggle back and forth just a little, it'll eventually free itself and come right out. Now you can chop these up and throw them into a stir fry or into some sauce or something if you want, but we're not going to use them today. What we are going to use is this spinach mixture, and this spinach mixture is just some leftover calzone filling that I had. So literally, I mean, anything you can stuff your mushrooms with. It can be, you know, bacon and eggs and some greenery. It could be anything you want it to be, but this is just a mix of cheeses like ricotta, a little manchego, a little romano, and some wilted spinach. And to wilt the spinach, what I did was I just took fresh leaves of baby spinach and cooked them down in a pot with a little bit of water. And they really reduce. I started with about a pound of spinach, and what I end up with is like what you'd see in the store, that little pound of spinach that's in a block, what it started out as a big bunch. So what I'd like to do is take a little bit of olive oil, and I'll put a little bit into each mushroom cap here. And this is just going to add a little flavor to the mushroom itself, because the filling has flavor, but the mushrooms are still going to be pretty plain unless we season them. So we'll season them with some salt and a little fresh cracked pepper and that olive oil. And that'll make sure that the mushrooms take on a little flavor as they bake. So then I'll just take some of my filling here. And to tell you the absolute truth, this filling is so nice because after a party, if you have a little bit of cheese left over on your cheese tray, chop it all up, throw it. You know, you don't want to keep 5 different kinds of little tiny 3-bite blocks of cheese. You can make a little filling like this, and all of a sudden your leftovers look like something really fancy. So we'll take a little extra scoop here, put it into each one of these caps, and then I'll put it into about a 400-degree oven for 15 minutes. Really all I'm looking to do is heat the filling through and cook the mushroom cap. Now the mushrooms are pretty firm and rigid when you squeeze them right now. But when they're cooked, they're just going to have a little bit more give. And you'll see as they cook, a little bit of liquid will give off. So it's been about 15 minutes. And as you can see, our mushrooms are a lot more pliable when you squeeze them. The filling is a little more browned. And the mushrooms look like they've given off a little bit of water. So we know they're done. So I'll just go ahead and put some of these on a little plate. But if you had 50 or 100 of them, you might bake them on a cookie sheet and put them on a platter. A little bit of little herb garnish or put it on your vegetable tray, and you've got a pretty fancy little one-bite snack.